Hi everyone, this is Dino Chris from Prehistoric Facts and Colossal Fossils. This is a Q&A episode, so let's actually get started, shall we? So the first one is from Madster. First question is, how well would Anteosaurus do in today's African savanna? Let's ignore oxygen levels and modern microorganisms. So yeah, your first question with that, how would Anteosaurus survive in the African savanna in today's climate? And so Anteosaurus, what you don't know, is a reptile that lived in the Permian, and it's got a big skull and walked on four legs, blah, blah, blah. Kind of almost like a mammal-like reptile. And so how would it actually survive in today's African savanna? Well, one, it would actually be very intimidating to all the other carnivores, like, say, lions, hyenas, and leopards. But the one thing I probably would say about it is that it would probably struggle to compete with, like, lions, hyenas, and leopards. I mean, leopards would just go after gazelle and some smaller prey, whereas hyenas can go after medium to large prey, and lions can go after medium to large prey as well. And what kind of food source would it be? Like, could they go after full-grown? Could Anteosaurus go after full-grown elephants? Could they go up against, like, full-grown hippos? And could they take down Cape buffalo or even a giraffe? Like, I'd probably say it would struggle against the hippos and the elephants. I mean, the giraffe maybe, but also those herbivores are pretty tough to kill though too, because even rhinos are tough to kill, for those types of predators. And so I'd probably say it would survive in a short term, not long term. I think long term it would not last very long. And your second question is, Panthera onca mesembryna considered larger than Panthera onca augusta? No. Augusta is larger than Mesembryna. Mesembryna is not as large as Augusta. Augusta is the American jaguar, whereas Mesembryna is another version of a jaguar in South America. It's just that version of the jaguar is slightly larger than the jaguar that we got today. And so, yeah, Augusta is larger. And then your last one, how fast would Poposaurus be in comparison to similar-sized theropods? So Poposaurus is an archosaur that ran on two legs. And it's a nearly 6-foot-long archosaur. And so I would probably have to go with, like, some of the 6-foot-long theropods, which are mostly some of the dromaeosaurs. Now, some of the dromaeosaurs that are 6 feet long, like Velociraptor and Dromaeosaurus as well. Comparing those two to Poposaurus, Dromaeosaurus and Velociraptor would be faster than Poposaurus, because Velociraptor and Dromaeosaurus are sleeker, so they're more designed for speed and be able to maneuver a lot easier. Whereas Poposaurus is a little bit more robust, and so I'd probably say it's that the musculature of Poposaurus would be able to have some speed. It's just that it might not be as agile as Velociraptor and Dromaeosaurus, because Dromaeosaurus and Velociraptor are designed to make quicker turns and able to have much better agility, whereas Poposaurus is more designed to go straight. But even though they can get agile when they need to, but majority of their prey is not moving as fast. But even though Velociraptor and Dromaeosaurus can go after larger prey, it's just that they need a little bit of extra help to go after larger prey. But yeah, you get the idea on that one. But at least those are pretty good questions. Tonga Studio. Hey Chris, I admire what you're doing on YouTube. Thank you. And I was wondering more about you. Could you share more information about yourself? Well, some of the things that you have listed on here, some I will not go over, but I can tell you the year I was born. I was born in 1989, so you can guess what age I am. Family I'll not go over. Job I would probably say is that I work in a convenience store every other day. And so I just stock shelves. And my other job is being a tour guide for a local nonprofit natural history museum. Right now we're on hiatus, but we're looking for a new place to be. And so because our collection has gotten pretty good, pretty big now, and so but we're still continuing to add more to the collection, and so we're hoping that we can get back going again next year at some point. But hopefully we can find a new place. Plans on the future, I'm not going to discuss on that. Education, my high school was Wausau West High School. Graduated in 2007. Spent 3 years at a technical college. Then I had a year off. Then I went to the formerly known as University of Wisconsin Marathon County for 2 years. Then I transferred to a 4-year school, University of Wisconsin, River Falls. But I only spent 2 years there, so that sort of thing. And I studied geology. Old memories I'm not going to go over. Fossils that I have unearthed. I have found some fossils, yes. Mostly just invertebrates. So, because in Wisconsin, you're not really getting a lot of vertebrate fossils. All you're getting is a lot of invertebrate fossils. And the invertebrate fossils in Wisconsin are from the Cambrian all the way to the Devonian. And so that's all you're going to get in Wisconsin, unless if you're looking in the Pleistocene, finding Ice Age creatures, like mammoth, mastodon, stag moose, or bison. I mean, that's probably all you're going to get in Wisconsin in terms of Ice Age fossils. Wisconsin has not found an Ice Age predator yet, so hopefully that can happen at some point, but not by me. That I just find fossils in like places where it's a little bit more accessible to find fossils. But yeah, but I've been to South Dakota fossil hunting, and that's kind of fun. But other things I could tell you about me, like my favorite type of music is like 80s and 90s pop music, occasionally 70s, occasionally 60s, and occasionally 50s. But the genre of music I listen to the most is hard rock and heavy metal, and I'm representing a band that I am a fan of, and that is The Ocean, a German progressive metal band, and their most recent album is called Phanerozoic 2, and you can check that out. And they got 3 albums that are based out of geologic time: Precambrian, Phanerozoic 1, Paleozoic, and Phanerozoic 2, Mesozoic, Cenozoic. And all the songs are geologic periods, which is actually awesome. But really, they're just kind of doing like a soundtrack of the geologic time periods, which is awesome. I love it. And I love that type of music, is hard rock and heavy metal. Movies that like the MCU, like Star Wars, Jurassic Park, the Jason Bourne movies, the Alien franchise, the Predator franchise, those types of movies. TV shows, I like The Big Bang Theory, some game shows, the CSIs in their primes, so like CSI Vegas, CSI New York, CSI Miami. I mean, those types of shows. But yeah, that's a little bit more. I'll do a little bit more of an updated episode, an extra episode, a little bit more about me type of episode in the future. So I'll let you know about that at some point. But at least thanks for the question, though. And Luke Zilla, a couple questions for me, is how many Utah raptors would it take to kill a rhino? That's a good question. Rhinos have very thick hide, and so their skin can be is pretty thick. It can be over, I think it's pretty close to 2 inches thick, if I remember correctly, and that is very, very thick skin. And so, how many Utah raptors would it take to kill a rhino? I'd probably say between 20 and 30, because it would take a lot to actually take down a rhino. And rhinos are pretty tough creatures. Then your second question, who would win, Irritator or Metriacanthosaurus? So these dinosaurs never saw each other, and also they're in different times, different continents. Metriacanthosaurus is found in Europe, and Irritator is found in South America. And Irritator is from the Cretaceous, Metriacanthosaurus is in Jurassic. So if they had that, I'd probably go Irritator on this one, because Irritator is a bit larger, and also it's got the longer snout, and it's also got the bigger claws. Metriacanthosaurus would be more agile, but I just don't think it's got the ability to overpower Irritator, because Irritator would be the strongest of the two prehistoric the dinosaurs that are going to be competing, that are going up against each other. Now to the Facebook questions. Benjamin, does Camarasaurus have the largest skull of all sauropods? That one I do not know. It is difficult to find that type of information. But I do know that Camarasaurus does have one of the largest skulls of all sauropods. But I'm not sure. Somebody in the comments, let me know. What sauropod has the largest skull? Is it Camarasaurus? Is it Brachiosaurus? Is it any of the Titanosaurs? Please feel free to let me know. Is Heterodontosaurus a very iconic small ornithopod? It is. It's one of the strangest dinosaurs, because it's a plant-eating dinosaur that has these canines, these conical canines in its mouth, or right near its beak, and so it's really, really strange. And I think paleontologists kind of, at first, when they first discovered this thing, they were probably going like, what in the world? This thing has herbivorous teeth, but it has canines like a carnivore. But there are herbivorous animals that did have saber teeth, and so these kinds of tusk-like teeth were probably used to kind of get like the tougher plant material. So like Heterodontosaurus would probably be eating roots from time to time. So yeah, it is one of the more iconic ornithopods. Is Smilodon the best known of all prehistoric cats? Majority, yes. Smilodon fatalis is probably the most famous of them all, of all the Smilodons. Then you have Smilodon populator. Smilodon is a very iconic prehistoric cat. It is probably the most recognizable prehistoric cat of all time. And who would win, Dinofelis or Nimravus? And so Dinofelis is a saber cat found in Africa, and Nimravus is a nimravid, as the term is known, is because it's the group it is known. It's a false cat, and that animal lived in North America, but they lived in separate time periods. Dinofelis lived in the Miocene or the Pliocene, somewhere around there. I think it's the Pliocene. And then you have Nimravus, which lived in the either the late Eocene and the Oligocene. So these two animals, how would they go about? Let's see, Dinofelis is a little bit larger, and Nimravus is smaller, but Nimravus would probably have the speed and the agility. But I think Dinofelis has got something that Nimravus doesn't really have, and that is bigger brain and also the muscle power. And so I'd probably say that Dinofelis would probably win that battle. But yeah, that's all the questions for today. And next week will be a special episode, so I'll let you guys know what kind of prehistoric animal I'm going to talk about. Stay tuned for that. But if you still got questions about dinosaurs or any other prehistoric life, feel free to email me at dinochrist71@gmail.com. Just go to my Facebook page, Prehistoric Facts with Dino Chris. Like the page, you post your questions in the comment section. Please put them in the comment section. Don't put them on Messenger. Messenger's for private conversations. And so, yeah, feel free to put your questions in the comment section. And for YouTubers out there, feel free to like this video and also share the video, subscribe to the channel, share the channel to anybody that is interested in dinosaurs or any other prehistoric life. And you can also stomp on that notification bell, so that way you can get weekly videos get notified of every weekly video that comes out. And also feel free to put your questions in the comment section, because I do read them all. Your questions mean a lot on those Q&A episodes like this one. It does mean a lot, and you guys are awesome for keeping the questions coming to continue to learn more about prehistoric life, and that is awesome. And make sure you keep your questions short to the point. You can also follow me on Instagram at dino.chris.pf. I post pretty cool stuff on there. You can also follow me on Twitter at CSGRALL. It's my Twitter page. I post pretty cool stuff on there as well. Also, take care of the people around you. And also, for your people out there, to make sure to listen to your parents, your teachers, and your guardians. It's the best motivation you can have for good education. It's very important to have good education. With a good education, you get a good job in the future. In this kind of time, if you're not vaccinated, please wear masks, social distance, wash your hands, because that's very important. If you're not vaccinated yet, please get vaccinated, because that is very important as well. We want to reduce the spread of the virus, and also it's about helping others, not yourself. So that's pretty much the most important thing, is that we want to help others, make sure we don't spread the virus. And that is very, very important. And also, feel free to check out Colossal Fossils. I'll put the link in the description down below, so that way you guys can check it out. And we're going after a T-Rex, so if you want to help donate to help us get a T-Rex, hit the donate tab and donate as much as you want for the T-Rex Fund, or otherwise just donate just because you like us, and that is also very, very cool as well. And that's it for now. I'll see you guys next time.